Hello, everybody, and welcome. I am Debbie G, tuning in straight from Huntington Beach, California, and today is going to be a day you'll never forget because I have with me one of the most extraordinary guests I have ran across in a long, long time, Paul Sladkis. Did I say it correctly?
You did say it correctly.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
The Good News Broadcast Network. I am so excited just because you bring good news forward that I can hardly stand it for real. And two, you come from Hollywood. You come from doing this professionally. And now I'm just elated to know everything about you. Welcome, welcome.
Well, Debbie, thank you very much. And now let me say something because Debbie and I have decided, since we're both hosts of shows, that we're going to make this a host along. We're both going to share a little bit about each other and then broadcast it as a duo interviewing each other. So I'm Reverend Paul Slatkus, and I am very happy to have an opportunity to speak with Debbie and Debbie G. So she's got some good names here. Do I have this right here? And then she's got Cuppa Grata. I don't know. We're going to get into that, I imagine, when we learn more about her. So you asked me a question first, so I'll answer your question. In that, well, I can't say I was I was in I started 50. So this is my 50th anniversary in communications, television,
Wow.
broadcasting, advertising, marketing, events, blah 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 blah. I was a lucky guy, I guess you could say, in certain respects. In other respects, I questioned my whole life. But on the other hand, I grew up in the shoe business, and my family had a little shoe store. My dad said, "Take the shoe store, a little old Tarrytown, and here up in." But I didn't want the shoe business, and now I have to go back to all these companies and say, "Mr. Nike, how about sponsoring the World Peace Day concert?" No, but I tell people, I guess I could have thought of sneakers, but I didn't. And I went into show business, and I tell people because I could not spell. And so been in essence, and I was a musician and still am. And I like entertainment because I like when people have a good time. And I think entertainment is a opportunity that us human beings have to gather together in a hopefully a kind, loving scenario. You'll see your neighbors. I'm a small town, Tarrytown guy, and that's fun. And it's fun to be with people as opposed to just hanging out in your own house. It's okay too, but that's that. So I've been doing it a long time. I did spend a couple of years in California, in Television City. It was called CBS, Fairfax and Beverly. I did get the chance to be involved with the studios, and they did get the chance early on to work on All in the Family, Sonny Cher, Cal Burnett, Price is Right, real showbiz out that way. And California, I was here first in New York, and we did a lot of soap operas and news and CBS. But then I went cross country and I got a job there. And I would say Hollywood is a lot of is show business out there for the movies and television and entertainment industry. It's, they live and dream and breathe it, a lot of the people there. So it's a great place, but that was early on. But then I came back and I worked on Captain Kangaroo show. I produced the soap opera.
I can't even, okay, look, I remember Captain Kangaroo and I love this. I love the fact that you were a musician. So was I. What did you play?
Where we are still musicians, and so are you,
We are still, well, I have,
right?
yes. Yeah, I am. I just am not actively playing yet right now
Uh-huh, at this moment. But
at
when
this
we get
moment.
off, when we get off this interview, I feel as you still have an axe to play, or what did you? Well, I play saxophone. I play saxophone and piano.
Oh, I played guitar and clarinet.
Oh, really? You never went to
Yeah.
the sax from the clarinet?
I wanted to go to the sax and the clarinet, absolutely, but I didn't. And one of the reasons that I stopped in theater and music and everything was simply because I broke my back when I was 17, flying off Mount Baldy in hard packed snow, you know, kind of put a damper in some things. But as far as music, the reason I love that is because, we're tuned into the frequency of life, because all nature is music. All nature is notes. And it's exciting to me when I meet somebody who understands this, because it also has a lot to do with the work you do today. Say,
Totally. When I came into Manhattan, this little country boy who would hear I had skunks in my backyard and so on and so forth, animal world. When would come into Manhattan and I took a cab maybe like once or twice. I never was a much of a cabbie guy. But I remember one of the cab drivers saying to me, when all those horns are honking and noise and everything, and I said to the cab driver, I said, how can you stand all this? How can you stand all this noise here? He goes, it's my orchestra.
oh,
So
wow.
what an answer. Because even our conversation, even saying hi, that's music. It's tone, it's sound. And if you were, I think it's almost that in art, some kind of a cultural experience as a young person. I believe it should be mandatory in schools. You don't have to be, you don't have to be great. It doesn't matter. It's actually great is a silly word in entertainment. You know, people can sound as they may. There's very successful singers out there in the world. From Dylan to Springsteen to Paul McCartney. Somebody might have a melodic voice. Somebody might be, how many roads? So everybody's got their stick. And so,
Right.
and we're hoping Dylan comes and helps us with our piece, I think. In any case, so with you still got a clarinet, your guitar somewhere in that house?
My sons do. My sons have a guitar. I no clarinet. Well, I wanted to play the saxophone so badly too, because it's just such a beautiful instrument. And it's like the guitar in the sense that when it's being played, it has its own vibration of like it's almost human to me. It's just the sound. It sings to you.
Yeah, they say the sax does that, and I'm a tenor. Most I played them all, but the tenor supposedly is the closest human voice people say as almost any instrument. And the way you play it with the embouchure of your mouth, as you would know from playing the clarinet, you can make more sounds just with the silly reed and the
Mhm.
mouthpiece to play any note, about 30 different ways
Oh yeah,
because
completely.
because of just you put yourself into the instrument. But your kids got the guitars. Go tell them go away and take their guitars back. The nerve of those kids. Now I'm upset with your kids.
Oh no. Don't tell. That's I have to tell you that I think that music is that one thing that all children should have, though. I do agree with you. And 100% because and my granddaughter, I love to go to the music store like Guitar Center or Sam Ash. That's not a plug, just saying. Just to go in
Good
and
plug.
play with all the instruments and just to really what do you like? What do you like to do? And I like the cowbell lately. I just think it's kind of cool. I think we all need more cowbell.
I
Just
like
saying.
cowbells. Well, we like bells, and we're going to ring a bell
We
on.
are.
So we are, this COVID kind of time here in New York. I'll speed up from 72 to 2022, and so during this COVID period, we would here on the Upper West Side where I live, we would be out there at 7 o'clock, and we would ring bells in honor of the COVID heroes. I don't know if they did that in LA. I have friends in LA, but I don't think to the same degree. We got quite serious about it here, and it was a beautiful thing. I'd actually go back in I have a little backyard here in the Upper West Side. A lucky guy because I bought it in '85. So and so I go back there and I play the sax. I play it in the backyard between 79th and 80th Street. And my best song is Tequila. And so they clap and we ring the bells for the heroes and make noise and stuff. So we did about 120 hours of shows on our Good News broadcast, as you kindly spoke about. But a reason I wanted to bring bells up is because of the International Day of Peace. So
Yes.
our plan is to get it right in here at this moment is on 9/11, the serious day here in America. We are having a press conference in Times Square to announce two things. One thing is the 11 Days of Global Unity with our friend We.net and Rick Olfick, a buddy of mine for 20 plus years. And then we will also announce the upcoming on September 21st, which is the International Day of Peace, our concert that we're having in Times Square as well, starting at like 11 a.m., lining up into a human peace sign, and then at 12 noon, a moment of silence. And we will be ringing a gigantic bell from an organization called FOPAL. It's like 10 feet by 10 feet. It's a big, big bell. And then we will have a moment of silence, hopefully, and around the world, or as much of around the world as possible. So, and then in the evening, as of now, we're planning at 7 p.m., which has been our time. I did 120 hours of COVID shows, is to ring a bell again. And I'd love for at our venue, which is 1,500 seats, to give everybody a bell and to ring it and more COVID appreciation, and then start a celebrity, what we've been calling a Peace Day party, is what I want to throw a party for the world. I want you to take a moment of silence as asked for by the resolution of the United Nations, and actually a ceasefire. And then after your ceasefire and after your moment of calmness, our meditation, as Unify speaks on so brilliantly and so successfully, let's hug each other. Let's not hug, but let's be kind, and let's have a party. Let's have a drink, smoke marijuana, whatever it makes you high and happy.
Whatever makes you high and happy, do that.
Do that. Do nothing, do anything. Have a party. Realize how lucky we all are in the world, and calm down and take a moment to reflect on how good we got it. If we're breathing, how lucky are we? Why would we ever punch anybody in the nose? There's plenty of everything, and then unfortunately, it's a mismanaged world. Your thoughts?
My thoughts are that what I've heard you talking about, which I think is really, really exciting, is how that you're bringing everybody together for this incredible, momentous event, talking about peace and kindness, the simplest things in life, and it costs nothing. It costs nothing to be kind. And the way that you are of service, it's extraordinary. And I love how that you're bringing up the bells, and you're going to ring the bell, changing literally the vibration of everything around, having it ripple through the world, because we are joining together with you through Unify and through all of the other hundreds of networks that are going to be airing your event live, as well as the other events that are going to be played throughout the 2 weeks of peace that are coming up in September. What I think is that I am blessed and honored that you are here, and I thank you for showing up in this world and going with your gut, knowing that truly peace is possible. Peace is possible by 2030, and I'm excited to see this happen. You mentioned Rick from We the World, and I love that. And of course, we know David Gershon with Peace by 2030, and Unity Earth with Ben Baller, and of course, Unify with a whole lot of co-creators. There's a lot of, that's just a few mentions. There are so many involved in this. And, we've all grown up listening to where two or more are gathered, at least most of you have. And it really is true. Where two of us join together in deep appreciation for what we have in front of us. Because you said, if you're breathing, gosh darn it, you've got it good. Did I hear you right?
You heard me. Hallelujah. You heard me really right.
There we go. So that's what I just heard you saying, which I am in 100% alignment with. How did you get to a point where you knew that good news broadcasting needed to happen? I mean, I know why, but why for you?
For me, my mother gave me when she was the librarian here in Manhattan for the Temple Emmanuel, which is a very prominent synagogue in town here on Fifth Avenue, maybe the largest and the most prominent. She had gotten a master's at Columbia, and the 30s. Very,
Wow.
she was a smart mommy. And
Mhm.
in any case,
Nice.
they were so smart that, and we were very Jewish, I'll say, built the temple and involved with Israel and all those kinds of things, our family. But my mother gave me Reverend Norman Vincent Peale's book, The Power of Positive Thinking. And, that would, as I look back many times, and I brought this up, I probably did. My mother's a librarian, so I didn't read many books. I was a boob tuber. So, but I did read the cover, and maybe I skimmed a little bit of the book. But the power, so I said to myself, what do you mean? You can think negatively? This sort of like was not my thing to think negatively or think negatively of people. I always thought that everybody's just trying to do their thing and leave them alone, let them support them in their pursuits. And I don't know, I was always the president of the class in high school and in college, and the leader of the band, getting them the gigs and stuff. So I don't know. I think it really is in my DNA to. My dream is to really have this worldwide moment of silence, or I rather have just a big party. So because I like calm parties, not rowdy parties, and respectful parties with our fellow man slash woman, and any other name you want to call us is fine with me too.
Or
So
no name.
our no name, yeah, that's cool too. So it's all good, and so I just think it's just sort of like my makeup of good things and good news. So when I had the chance after CBS and PBS, and then starting my own company, multicultural marketing and advertising, and working with the Asian and all different ethnic communities, every one of them. Actually, one of my two clients stopped doing multicultural marketing, big guys, girls, Sprints and Citibank. And I said, well, now maybe it's the time to get back into television. And I had sublet some space out to some young people who said to me, and they were accumulating all the radio and television channels on the internet. It was called Real Player, and they became tuned in or tuner, and they did very well. In any case, they were all night long, kind of accumulating, and they said, "Don't get a TV station, put it on the internet." So, in July 4th, Independence Day here in America, Independence Day, all these Independence Days are another day of when war stopped, and so we started our 1998 Good News, and I called it Good News Broadcast because I wanted good news, even though I did get a lot of people saying, "Are you a religious channel?" And I still get that. Are you religious? And I said, we're all religions, but we're not focused on religion. We're focused just on good news, nice things, life affirming, thought provoking, good news, entertainment, and events. So that was our kind of thing. And all we are is what we are for each other, is our mission. So that's it. We keep doing it. We got 6,000 shows, and I'm a showaholic, and I'm happy to get a chance to speak with you. And in essence, I always feel that I'm trying to support whatever you want to be doing. And I sense the same for you. You want to support people doing what they want to be doing, as long
That's
as they're
right.
not popping somebody in the head, which would not be the kind of scenario. On the other hand, though, we would probably take that interview with the desire to try to help them get through the concept of popping somebody on the head, so maybe they don't bop again somebody in the head, right? I mean, we would, that's a big opportunity, I'll even say,
A
to
lot of
help.
bopping.
That's a serious one, right?
Yeah,
That's the one
really
we need
is.
to find. We have to find them. So why are you doing what you're doing?
Well, I love that question. First, I want to just brief over a couple of really important things that are happening with you. One is a Peace Day party, and I want to just when we hear the word party, we think of the word fun. We think of the word joy. We think of celebration. And what I want to encourage you who are listening right now is to think about this. Peace Day. I want you to think about fun and joy and celebration and dancing and music and taking the moment to be here in the now. That's what this opportunity is providing. Peace Day is providing your opportunity to be present in the now and to join with your fellow human beings and be an appreciation for all that is. It is your opportunity to do something kind out there. And what I heard you talking about is that it became more important for you to provide a platform to show us what is great in the world. And I love that. And I love that you decided to come back to TV because that's where you belong, apparently. So
Well,
thank you.
okay. Well, thank you. I mean, this is a lady with a tremendous amount of kinds of things that she's makes her makeup here. Founder of Explosive Forward Thinking, Spiritual Gone Wild, Certified Love Coach, Gratitude Alchemist, Reiki Master, and a Self-Love Breakthrough Coach. Who uses customized methods in the most loving way possible. You're very cool, and I
You.
like what it says here about you and why G Vibe. Check that out. G dash Vibe. What does G dash Vibe mean? You G
G G dash vibe is your gratitude vibe. It's your
yeah.
God vibe. G vibe could be your good vibe, God vibe, gratitude vibe, your gentle vibe, your whatever vibe you want it to be, but it's about minding your vibe. It's about
Without
putting that
go on. Sorry.
without your dark, you wouldn't know your spark.
That's good stuff. It's good stuff. What's the future for you? What are some of the things you want to do?
I want to do whatever source calls me to do. I said the sacred yes. If that means showing up and providing a platform for others who are doing great work to be seen, then that's what I do. If it's going out and doing an event because that's what I've been called to do, I go do that. If it's a rock and roll winter solstice, I'll do that. what I love, what I love to do most is provide a chance for somebody to say, oh, it is possible for themselves in their own life. I like to be that and show up as that I desire in life. And if I am seeking gratitude, if I'm seeking kindness and I'm seeking, then it will be there in front of me for me to see. You know what? When I look at people and they hear some of the backstories, because everybody wants the backstory. 3 years ago, didn't know where I was headed. I had my son doing his thing in this space of not knowing and the unknowingness of life, deeply appreciating the fact that I could, as you said, just breathe. And now today, owning a really beautiful ranch in Colorado and getting ready to do even bigger healing work. What lies for me is the opportunity to meet somebody like you right now in this present moment. That's what this is for me. I don't know that this is my last day on earth or not, but if it is, I'm spending it quite well.
It's very kind of you. Tell us about Unify.
Oh, Unify is an incredible organization that's been around for over a decade. And they have won the Guinness Book of World Records for worldwide meditations, over 400 plus million people. And they have a phenomenal platform on Facebook as well as unify.org. They are behind every sustainable act and initiative on this planet. They are behind it all. They literally, I've never seen the type of passion that I see that runs behind Unify. And it's truly it's an honor for me to be anywhere near it and just to be part of this. It's like, wow, this is big. This is so big. And it's all of the things that we saw and it's the downloads we saw. And now it's all coming to fruition. A lot of it's already happening. And thing about Good News Broadcasting, the thing about Unify, and thing about all of us out here doing this work is we know this, and now we're bringing it forward so that to reach a bigger, wider audience called the world, the whole world.
All righty, it's cool. And Unify is part of our, and I'm promoting that as is. Unify is part of we calling it the Pause the World for Peace .org, and our Peace Day party in the evening event, the 7 o'clock one. So and Unify is going to broadcast it, and we're going to broadcast what Unify is doing. I spoke with my tech person today, and we can do a picture-in-picture kind of a concept. So I was excited to hear that without bringing in 46 more pieces of equipment. And so that was good news for good news. And so everything is good. Let me ask you, and then you can go and so what's good? What's peace for you? What's peace?
Peace for me is the essence of appreciation in life. It's peace is being kind to somebody. That's there. Peace is the feeling of love you have in your heart when you look at a small animal or a child, where you look in somebody's eyes and you say, gosh, I am so thankful for you. Truly. Peace encompasses every way of being that we really are truly meant to have, all of those spaces that we are meant to be in this earth. It means unification. It means realizing that we are all one. We may have separate vehicles, but we are all one human race. That there is no division whatsoever, not by creed, not by color, not by religion, not by anything. You know what cracks me up? It's like, if how did racism ever even begin? Because look, the last I checked, if you cut, we bleed red. Now, if you were bleeding green, I might think something. Okay, but we're all bleeding red, and I've always thought this since I was a child. I don't get it. And so because I don't get it, I'm not for it. And I'm for only knowing that there is no separation. We all are divine, infinite beings, and we are all completely connected. That peace is what we truly are, each of us. It's not just what we want to create in the world. It's about discovering who we are. And if we all did that with deep gratitude, because gratitude is the essence of everything, you will have peace, because you'll stop thinking about yourself. You're going to be, when you get into gratitude about who you're grateful for, you can't waste your time on what you don't have or who's not in your round or anything else, because you're focusing on the beauty of another human being, another creation. That's what I say about peace.
All right, I love it. Very good.
Thank
It
you.
all works. It all works. It all works. I usually hold this up. This is the picture from the moon of Mother Earth, where there's no boundaries and no borders, and sort of like a John Lennon-esque card, NASA photo, and you know, we're all in this together by far. And so and that's the good thing. We're lucky to be, and peace is here, and it's here now. And I think just look on the positive side. And I'm going to say one other thing, because I was thinking of saying it, and I said it to my daughter's wedding. But I say it often because it's probably the only thing I memorized here. But I think it's good to be trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. That's the Boy Scout code. And it's something I learned as a young man, and in a good way, in a good scenario of camaraderie. And, you know, I think, and it all says to me, that's the way I got to be, so I can be nice to others, actually, is what it really boils down to. It'll make me more sensitive of others if I can get close to those kinds of things. So that's what I like to share as well.
I really love that, because we can tap into our compassion and our empathy for everybody else with our experiences, and they give us that opportunity, which is why all experiences are so beautiful. And I love that you tapped into that. You know, wasn't it Benjamin Franklin that took 12 creeds and then did, or 18, I can't remember how many, and he did each one until he perfected it, and it would be being kind to others all the time. You know, he had all these different ones that he did. I mean, I love that you have laid that out the way that you have. The Boy Scout Creed, you know, I love that.
It's a good thing.
It's a great thing.
It's a darn thing, and the Girl Scouts have one too. You know, it is what it is. It's an organization that at a young age If you had some of your friends involved with it, just like any other organization, but they do have some commentary that
Yeah.
makes you and has some opportunity to grow. Actually, you get these badges and you work to become an Eagle Scout. So it really, I think it's a good opportunity for well run, just like anything else, well run, well conceived of. So just one of those things I do. Got me into my fraternity, got me into memorizing, having to say something that you memorize. So that's that for me. In any
Well, I
case,
absolutely that. Thank you.
this is all good. So I
Yes.
thank you. I think you did okay here. Anything else we should share? Or we're in good shape? What's your website? You have a website?
Sure, it's spiritualitygonewild.com. And you can also find me at unified.org. Please check out the Unify channel. Please check out Good News Broadcasting. Here's why. Because you want to be involved and you want to put your pen on the map for wherever you are in this world on our Peace Day. So that's why you want to be involved. All of our Peace Day. So that's all for now. And Paul, you are remarkable and I appreciate you.
Let me just correct one thing, just because I need to. Good News. It's actually goodnewsbroadcast.com, not ing. Okay. If you go to the ing, it's a very religious organization. So it's Good News
Ah,
Broadcast or goodnewsplanet.com. That's one side of our business. And then the nonprofit side is the Pause the World for Peace. And so that's it. Moment of silence for Peace, though. All right. Thanks a lot.
thank you guys.